You were checking your cell phone and there are messages arriving. Different promotions, different products, different people, different values. Be careful. Build your things on solid ground. Build your goals with trustful people, things, products, companies. Hello, my friend! Today we study the most famous stories in English. The stories that have become classics, that have become heritage in English. You've heard of them. Frankenstein, 1001 Nights, Romeo and Juliet. We're gonna touch these stories today. And I start this class reading part of this book here to you, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Why is it so important to take action despite the discomfort? Because comfortable is the place where you are now. If your goal is to reach a new level of life, you have to leave your comfort zone and practice uncomfortable actions. I know that sometimes you're studying English and you don't understand 100% of what I say. No problem, my friend. I am happy to see you here, and the first step is to do what you were doing, to come to the class. This is the first step. After we are here, what can we do to improve your experience? First thing, isolate distractions. In my case, I leave my cell phone on airplane mode. Now, I am 100% dedicated to you. I have no interruptions during our class. If you can do it, please do it. Isolate noise. Close the door, close the window. The more focused, the more concentrated you are, the better your experience. Okay? I have a cold today. I have a sore throat too. When I have this sore throat, I do this noise here. If my mom sees this class, she calls me and asks me to cancel the class because of bad education. But as she is not so dedicated as she should be, nothing happens. Let's go. Release your arms. Release your shoulders. This is the time to activate ourselves, to activate our body. Now, you are going to do this movement here. Open and close. Open and close. Open, close. 10 times and you count for us. 1, please, continue. 2. All right. Now, let's lift our arms like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. All right. Now, let's stretch our arms like this. All right, open your chest. The other arm. Okay, now this movement here. We're going to stretch triceps and your dorsal. All right, the other arm. Release your body. And now, let's run. Please, place your feet on the ground firmly. You're going to touch the ground with both feet, okay? So you are stable. And we're going to run. Let's count to 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Relax. I am sweating already. Now, we're going to do 10 seconds plus 5 seconds faster. We go 10 seconds normal pace and 5 seconds sprint. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now fast for 5 seconds, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, let's open and close our hands. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Okay. Now, let's breathe. We breathe in, we hold, we breathe out. We hold, we breathe in, hold, breathe out. Okay? Let's go. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. When you breathe out, relax the muscles of your face. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. Breathe in. All right. Okay. Are you prepared to see different stories? To understand them better, to see the message behind these stories. You're always prepared, my friend. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Let's talk about the top stories that shaped the world. According to BBC, the number 1 is Odyssey. There is a trailer. They made a movie about this story. Watch the trailer.
Hallmark Entertainment presents
Who are you?
I am Odysseus.
the greatest adventure of all time.
You must make this journey.
Set the sails! An epic voyage into worlds beyond imagining.
You don't recognize me?
An incredible story of wonders beyond belief.
All right. Now let me read the reveal about Odyssey. The Odyssey, Homer's epic poem of the 8th century before Christ, is the number 1. Why is it the first choice? Because it is one of the great foundational myths of Western culture. Because it asks what it means to be a hero. Because it has great female characters in it, as well as men. Because it is full of gods and monsters and is properly epic. And because it forces us to question the assumptions we might have about quests, war, and the ever-current issue of what it means to return home. The human elements within this myriad of stories continue to resonate down the centuries, allowing endless reinterpretation. The second story that I selected among the top 10 is the one called Frankenstein. Have you heard of it? Watch the trailer.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
When this dead hand moves, the monster created by a man they called mad is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men. To shock women into uncontrolled hysteria.
Elizabeth!
To prey upon the innocence of children. This is the story you've heard about.
Okay, now let's read the reveal about Frankenstein. Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, which celebrated its 200th anniversary, is the quintessential story of the modern world. It's a violent reconfiguring of our understanding of life and death, God and human and machine, in the pitiless light of modernity. The compelling story of the scientist who brings a creature to life has become one of the most enduring images in modern literature and beyond, and the monster serves as the ultimate metaphor. This book has become not only a template whose basic narrative we now commonly share, but a lens through which to read our world. Had you heard about Frankenstein? This story was written in 1818, my friend, more than 200 years ago. And the third story that I wanted to bring to you is the 1001 Nights. I'm not sure if there is a trailer about it. Let me see here. Watch this one.
You stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess. What would I have to do?
All right. Now let's see what the professors, specialists in storytelling comment about 1001 Nights. The classic 1001 Night is on the top 10. A timeless work. It gets at the primordial human desire for the story that never ends, which can very easily stand for a life that never comes to an end. The symbols and characters in the stories, from Aladdin's cave to the village adventurers, jinn and harems, still show in how cultural appropriation, appreciation, and racism continue to manifest within the parameters of Arabian Nights imagery. Shehrazad's courage, intelligence, and confidence, and the fact that she succeeds, asserts the power of storytelling and imagination over that of tyranny and terror, a concept which has strongly influenced the ideals and ideas of our world. From these three stories, Odyssey, Frankenstein, 1001 Nights, which one is your favorite? Tell me. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Now let's talk about modern storytellers. First thing, let me write Professor Felipe Dib. Reading. There is a very nice storyteller called Walt Disney. Actually, his full name is Walt Elias Disney. My dad has the same name. My dad is Elias too. I'm gonna read part of a story to you. Let's see if you remember which story is this. How it happened that Mastro Cherry, carpenter, found a piece of wood that wept and laughed like a child. Centuries ago there lived a king, my little readers will say immediately. No, children, you are mistaken. Once upon a time, there was a piece of wood. It was not an expensive piece of wood. Far from it, just a common block of firewood, one of those thick, solid logs that are put on the fire in winter to make cold rooms cozy and warm. I do not know how this really happened, yet the fact remains that one fine day this piece of wood found itself in the shop of an old carpenter. His real name was Mastro Antonio, but everyone called him Mastro Cherry, for the tip of his nose was so round and red and shiny that it looked like a ripe cherry. As soon as he saw that piece of wood, Mastro Cherry was filled with joy. Rubbing his hands together happily, he mumbled half to himself, "This has come in the nick of time. I shall use it to make the leg of a table." He grasped the hatchet quickly to peel off the bark and shape the wood. But as he was about to give it the first blow, he stood still with arm uplifted, for he had heard a wee little voice say in a beseeching tone, "Please be careful, do not hit me so hard." What a look of surprise shone on Mastro Cherry's face. His funny face became still funnier. He turned frightened eyes about the room to find out where that wee little voice had come from, and he saw no one. He looked under the bench, no one. He peeped inside the closet, no one. He searched among the shavings, no one. He opened the door to look up and down the street, and still no one. "Oh, I see," he then said, laughing and scratching his wig. "It can easily be seen that I only thought I heard the tiny voice say the words. Well, well, to work once more." He struck a most solemn blow upon the piece of wood. "Oh, oh, you heard!" cried the same faraway little voice. Mastro Cherry grew dumb. His eyes popped out of his head. His mouth opened wide, and his tongue hung down on his chin. As soon as he regained the use of his senses, he said, trembling and stuttering from fright, "Where did that voice come from, when there is no one around? Might it be that this piece of wood has learned to weep and cry like a child? I can hardly believe it." Do you recognize the story? If you haven't recognized the story, I have three options to you. This story, three alternatives. This story is Pinocchio. B, this story is Frozen. C, this story is Mickey Mouse. There is someone who tells stories very well. Her name is Oprah. Oprah Winfrey. Watch her tell a story.
Then I ask you, again, ask yourself, do you want to be right or do you want peace? Woo! This was huge for me. The unfortunate fact is that having both may not be possible. And also, you may never get your moment of righteousness, so why wait for it? Choose peace. What I know for sure is that in this world, time is a moving on, and it's our most valuable commodity. You can never get it back. So staying in that loop, playing it over and over in your head of hurt, only amplifies your pain. Let it go. Exhale, make room in your heart for something that is uplifting.
You see, her ability to talk, to communicate, to connect with people is fantastic. I just love her. Who is your favorite storyteller? Comment here. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. We're talking about stories, storytellers. And the best, one of the best, in my opinion, is Jesus. Jesus was a phenomenal storyteller. He taught principles through stories. He taught a kid and an old man. He taught a person without formal education and a doctor with the same stories. That's why people say Jesus taught with parables. This word parable means, this is the shape of a parable. It means the parable reaches the minimum level and the maximum level. This is the parable. It covers all knowledge, all kinds of preparation, education, people. And there's a story that Jesus, and one detail. One of the biggest religions, Christianity, not the specific religion, the church, no, Christianity, his ideas, his values. He taught through stories, and he left only one prayer, Our Father. The rest of his teaching was through stories. And this image here reminded Sandro about one of Jesus' stories when he says, you have two options. You can either build your house easily on sand, or you can make more effort and build your house on solid ground. There's a country song that says, its foundation is on solid ground. When the foundation is on solid ground, you are prepared to move forward. Right now, my friend, information comes from everywhere. You are checking your cell phone and there are messages arriving. Different promotions, different products, different people, different values. Be careful. Build your things on solid ground. Build your goals with trustful people, things, products, companies. Check the origin of things. Check the ground of things. This one here is a wooden house, but check the foundation. The foundation is on solid ground, my friend. This house here was built 65 years ago, and it's still here. The wood is fragile, but the basis is built on solid ground. Sometimes we want to optimize our time. We want to take the shortcuts. Be careful. Tell me a story. I want to hear a story from you. 3, 2, 1. Yes! We're finishing one more class. And I'm grateful for having you here. Every day, when I pray in the morning, I thank God for the millions of students who are learning with our classes, and mainly for the knowledge that you are acquiring to use in your life, to use to improve your relationships, to have more opportunities. Today we studied about stories, and I end this class with a question. What do the good stories have in common? I think one thing they have in common is the diversity of the characters. The Brazilian soap operas, they have a diversity of characters. Each one has different traits, different postures, different habits. And I'm sure the writers do this on purpose because they want the audience to connect with the different characters, to identify with different characters. In your opinion, what was the best soap opera Brazil has ever produced? Comment here. I want to see your comment. Thank you very much. I am Felipe Dib. See you next class.